Hello, good morning. My name is Ishmael Obichia. Today we were looking at the summary of indices, the laws of indices which we have treated over the past I think 3 weeks or 1 month so far. So I have used these past few weeks to treat on the laws of indices and to as well solve as many questions as possible under this topic. So I strongly believe that any student who have gone through those videos will definitely be able to solve any problem on indices. Now, the truth of the matter is that for you to get a mastery of this topic, you must know the laws. The laws must be on your fingertips. So today I'll be making a summary of these laws. And then I believe that if you can just listen keenly and master these laws, there is no problem on earth that you can solve as a student whenever indices is brought to you. So let's go through them and then see how the laws are. So the first one says A is above B times A is above C. Now what this law is saying, this is the law of multiplication. Now this law says that whenever you have two numbers, terms timesing themselves, and they're having the same base, you can see A here, A here. So for example, if I have 5 raised above 2 times 5 raised above 3, you can see the base are the same, 5, 5. Then we can apply the multiplication law by just summing up the powers, which gives us 5 raised above 5, 2 plus 3, 5. So that is basically what the multiplication law is all about. So anytime you are given a problem and you come across two things, two numbers with the same base timesing themselves, simply apply this formula and that is done. Now the second one is similar, but in this case it's a division sign. So you can see similar to this, only the division sign. Now what this is the division law we have to apply, and the division law is saying subtract the powers. The first one will subtract the second one, so that is 5 raised above 2 minus 3, and that gives us 5 raised above minus 1. Okay, so that is that. And if you want to simplify that further, that will take us to the third law. So let's go back to this third law. The third law is the law, I call it the negative index law, whenever the power is a negative number. So for example, if I have 5 raised above minus 1, just as we have here, the third law is saying anytime the power is negative, take the inverse of that number of the base. So what's the inverse of 5? The inverse of 5, that's the multiplicative inverse of 5 is 1 over 5. And then once you do that, the negative sign becomes positive. And then our answer becomes 1 over 5. Because anything is above 1 is still that same number. Okay, so that is the negative index law. It's very simple. This negative index law also applies to both whole numbers and fraction. So for example, let's use a fraction this time. If you are given 2 over, let's say 3 raised above minus 2. The law says take the inverse, the reciprocal, multiplicative inverse. So the reciprocal of 2 over 3 is 3 over 2. And once you take the inverse, the negative sign becomes positive. That is just what the negative index law is all about. And that gives us 9 over 4 answer. Okay, now let's look at this fourth one. This fourth one is the fractional law. You can see the power is a fraction. Now this fractional law is saying anytime the power is a fraction, the denominator of that power becomes the root of the base, and then the numerator becomes the power. So for example, if I have if I have 25 raised to the power of, let's say, 3 over 2. The power is a fraction, and what the denominator here, 2, which means the denominator will become the square root of the base, which is 25, and the power becomes, so the numerator becomes the power. So the square root of 25 is 5, so we're having 5 to the power of 3, and 5 to the power of 3 is the same thing as 1 to 5. That's the law. That's the fractional law. The next law here is the power law. You can see we're having two powers, one inside the bracket, the one outside the bracket. This law is saying times both powers. So for example, if I have 5 raised to the power of 2, all in bracket is power of 3. The power law says it's going to be 5 raised to the power of 2 times 3, and that is equal to 5 raised to the power of what? 6. And then the last one, I know I didn't talk about this one, but this law, we actually talked about it in even our primary school and junior school. So any number is above 0 is 1. So for example, if I have 5 is above 0, equals to 1, 100 is above 0, is equals to 1. Any number is above 0 is 1. That is what this last law is saying. So this is actually the summary of the laws of indices. I tell you, once you master these laws, there is no problem you can solve on indices. So I look forward to seeing you dealing with every question on indices. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.